There are few feelings quite like it. The silent hum as you glide away from the dealership, the scent of fresh leather in the cabin, the admiring glances from other drivers. You've made it. You've just taken delivery of your six-figure dream car. It's a symbol of success, a masterpiece of engineering, a rolling work of art. But there's a secret hidden in that new car smell. A brutal financial truth that gets to work before you even hit the first intersection. It's called depreciation. And in the world of luxury cars, it's not a gentle decline. It's a free fall. Imagine this. You just drove your new $120,000 luxury sedan off the lot. The ink on the contract is barely dry. But in those few minutes it takes to drive home, that car has already lost thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of dollars. Instantly. Before you've even had a chance to show it off, you've lost the equivalent of a lavish family vacation or the price of a brand new economy car. It's a staggering financial gut punch. So why does this happen? What causes this aggressive, almost punitive depreciation on some of the world's most desirable cars? That's what we're going to uncover. We'll look at the steep initial markups, the relentless march of technology, and the fierce competition that turned these dream machines into depreciating assets. This isn't just about numbers. It's about the psychology of status, the unforgiving laws of supply and demand, and the hidden costs baked into every gleaming badge. Let's explore the 14 brutal reasons why luxury cars lose their value so fast. The instant annihilation of value. The off-the-lot phenomenon. To really get the scale of luxury car depreciation, we have to start at the very beginning. The most painful drop in value happens in the first second of ownership. The moment the dealership officially marks the car as sold and you drive it over the curb, it's no longer new. It's a used car, even with only 7 miles on the odometer. And that single, instantaneous change is catastrophic for its value. This initial drop, often around 18–19% in the first year, is the new car premium evaporating into thin air. A huge chunk of that six-figure price you paid wasn't for the metal and leather. It was for the idea of the car being brand new, the privilege of being its first and only owner. That premium is a mix of invisible costs that you, the first owner, absorb entirely. First is the dealer's profit margin. The manufacturer's suggested retail price, MSRP, has a healthy profit built into it to cover the dealership's showroom, staff, and marketing. The second that car becomes used, that margin is gone. A private seller can't command that original MSRP a week later because the profit has already been taken. The car's value immediately resets to what the next person will pay without that baked-in margin. Then you have the unrecoverable taxes and fees. Depending on where you live, things like sales tax, luxury tax, and registration can add thousands of dollars to the final price. These are government charges for buying the vehicle, and they add zero value to the car itself. A used car buyer doesn't care that you paid $8,000 in taxes. That money is simply gone. Let's use a real-world example. Say a new luxury SUV has an MSRP of $100,000. The dealer might have a 10% margin, that's $10,000. Add on an 8% sales and luxury tax, another $8,000, plus a couple thousand in fees. Your out-the-door price could be $110,000. The moment you drive it away, it's a used car. The dealer margin and taxes have vanished. Its resale value might now be closer to $90,000. You've lost $20,000 before finishing your first tank of gas. This isn't a gradual decline, it's a sheer cliff. And it's the first and arguably most painful lesson in the economics of luxury car ownership. The terrible trio, 3 years to half price. If driving off the lot is a cliff, the first 3 years are a treacherous slope. This is where most of a luxury car's value disappears. It's not uncommon for a high-end sedan or SUV to lose up to 50% of its original value by its 3rd birthday. This isn't random. It's a perfect storm created by 3 market forces that hit around the 36-month mark. I call it the terrible trio. Reason number 1, the warranty cliff. The first member of the trio is the expiring manufacturer's warranty. Most luxury brands offer a comprehensive warranty for 3 or 4 years. This is a golden shield for the owner, covering costly repairs to complex systems. But as that warranty period ends, the shield lowers. For a prospective buyer, an out-of-warranty luxury car is a potential financial time bomb. They know a single major repair, a new transmission or control module, could cost thousands. This risk creates massive downward pressure on the car's value. Buyers are pricing in the risk of future expenses, so the closer a car gets to the warranty cliff, the less someone is willing to pay. Reason number 2, the first major redesign looms. The second force is the relentless automotive design cycle. A typical model generation lasts about 6 or 7 years. Right in the middle, around year 3 or 4, the manufacturer releases a mid-cycle refresh with updated styling and tech. The moment that refreshed model is announced, the current one instantly becomes the old one. Its design now seems dated. In a market driven by status and having the latest and greatest, this is a death blow to resale value. This planned obsolescence is a core part of the luxury business model. It creates a constant desire for the new and devalues the old. Reason number 3, the glut of leased returns. The final member of the terrible trio is the flood of leased vehicles returning to the market. A huge percentage of new luxury cars, in some cases, upwards of 50% for certain EV models in early 2025, are leased on 24 or 36-month terms. It makes sense for the first owner. They drive a new car during its most trouble-free years, fully under warranty. But then those cars are returned, certified, and sold as pre-owned. 3 years after a popular model launches, a massive wave of identical 3-year-old examples hits the used market at once. It's classic supply and demand. This glut of inventory creates intense competition. Dealerships with 10 identical black sedans on their lot have to undercut each other to move them. This oversupply suppresses prices, turning the used luxury market into a buyer's paradise and an owner's nightmare. The technology treadmill, built-in obsolescence. If the first 3 years are about market cycles, the following years are dominated by the accelerating pace of technology. Luxury cars are showcases for the latest tech, but that strength is also a weakness. Today's cutting-edge feature is tomorrow's obsolete curiosity. This is the technology treadmill, and it ensures a car will feel ancient long before it wears out. Reason number 4, the infotainment arms race. Nowhere is this treadmill spinning faster than in the dashboard. An infotainment system from just 5 or 6 years ago can feel sluggish and unintuitive, with a small screen and no wireless Apple CarPlay. In an age of slick touchscreens, a dated infotainment system isn't a minor flaw, it's a deal-breaker that makes the whole car feel old. The infotainment arms race among brands is fierce, with each year bringing bigger screens and faster software, making a 2020 flagship's tech look primitive compared to a 2025 model. Reason number 5, the powertrain revolution, EVs versus ICE. An even bigger shift is happening under the hood, the transition from internal combustion engines, IC, to electric vehicles, EVs. This revolution is hitting depreciation on both sides. For traditional gasoline cars with big V8 or V12 engines, the writing is on the wall. As consumer preferences shift toward efficiency, the desirability of these gas guzzlers wanes. They are increasingly seen as relics, and their value reflects that. But here's the twist. Luxury EVs are depreciating at an even more alarming rate. A recent study showed used EV values dropped by an average of around 30% in just 1 year, whereas their gasoline counterparts lost closer to 15 to 19%. That's still a big drop, but nowhere near as severe. Why? EV technology is evolving at a breakneck pace. An early luxury EV might have a 250-mile range, while the latest models push 400 miles and charge much faster. This rapid improvement makes older EVs dramatically less appealing. Concerns over battery degradation also spook buyers who fear the enormous cost of a replacement outside of warranty. Models like the Porsche Taycan and Tesla Model S have seen significant drops in resale value as newer, better EVs hit the market. We're just getting to the halfway point, and as you can see, the forces working against your car's value are immense. If you're finding this breakdown useful for your next car purchase, take a second to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We explore topics like this every week to help you make smarter decisions. Your support helps us create more content just like this. Now, back to it. The crippling cost of ownership. Another huge piece of the puzzle is the astronomical cost of keeping the car on the road. The high cost of ownership is a major deterrent for used car buyers, which forces sellers to lower their prices. This fear of future expenses is a powerful driver of depreciation. Reason number 6, eye-watering maintenance and repair bills. This is the classic reason. There's a saying, there's nothing more expensive than a cheap German car. While a 5-year-old Mercedes S-Class might cost the same as a new Toyota Camry, its maintenance costs are still those of a 6-figure flagship. Everything is more complex and expensive to fix. A simple brake job on a Honda might be a few $100s. On a Porsche, with its massive brakes, it can run into the thousands. These cars are packed with proprietary tech like air suspension and twin-turbo engines that require specialized tools and highly trained technicians. When something goes wrong out of warranty, the repair bills can be staggering: a $3,000 air suspension compressor or a $10,000 transmission. Savvy buyers know the purchase price is just the entry fee, and that risk heavily discounts what they're willing to pay. Reason number 7, the insurance and tax penalty. And the high costs don't stop at the mechanic. Insuring a luxury vehicle is significantly more expensive, and that cost persists even as the vehicle's value plummets. Insurance premiums are based on the car's original price and potential repair costs. A minor fender bender in an SUV with sensors and cameras in the bumper can result in a 5-figure repair bill. Even though your $120,000 sedan might be worth $60,000 after 3 years, your insurance premium won't have dropped by 50%. In some regions, annual property or luxury taxes are also based on the original value, adding another cost that doesn't decrease as fast as the car's resale price. Reason number 8, the fuel consumption burden for ICE models. For traditional ICE luxury cars, especially high-performance models and large SUVs, there is another ongoing cost: fuel. Many have powerful V8 and V12 engines that deliver thrilling performance at the expense of frighteningly low miles per gallon. When gas prices are high, fueling one of these can be a serious burden. A used car buyer looks at the total cost of ownership, and a car that requires a $100 fill-up every few days is a much less attractive proposition, especially as the market trends toward more efficient hybrids and EVs. This high-running cost is priced directly into its resale value. The psychology of prestige and perception. We've focused on the hard financial reasons, but that's only half the story. The luxury market is driven by something far less tangible: human psychology. These cars are statements of status, prestige, and exclusivity. When those factors fade, so does the value. Reason number 9, the dilution of exclusivity. Many who buy a brand new 6-figure car do so for exclusivity. They are paying a premium to own something new, rare, and symbolic of their success. The moment that car enters the used market, that exclusivity evaporates. As more of them become available, they become more common. For the original target audience, this used version holds little appeal. They've moved on to the next new thing. The second-hand market caters to a different, more value-conscious buyer, so the price has to drop dramatically to meet their expectations. Reason number 10, brand reputation, the great divide. Not all luxury brands hold value equally, and this is where perception plays a crucial role. There's a divide between brands seen as reliable and those seen as flashy but fragile. On one side, you have Porsche and Lexus. They have a reputation for exceptional build quality and long-term reliability. Buyers trust that a pre-owned Porsche 911 or Lexus LS will be a solid vehicle, creating strong demand that helps them retain value. On the other side are brands often perceived as less reliable, like Maserati, Jaguar, and Alfa Romeo. They are famous for stunning designs but are plagued by a reputation for questionable reliability and expensive repairs. A brand new Maserati is exciting, but owning one out of warranty is terrifying to many buyers. This negative perception decimates used market demand. A model like the Maserati Quattroporte can lose over 60% of its value in 5 years, simply because the market doesn't trust it long term. Reason, word 11. The fickle nature of cool. Finally, trends change. What's the pinnacle of automotive fashion today can be yesterday's news tomorrow. For years, the large luxury sedan, the BMW 7 Series, the Mercedes S-Class, was the undisputed king of status. Today, the market has shifted to large, high-end SUVs like the Range Rover and Porsche Cayenne. This has left the traditional luxury sedan with less demand and suffering resale values. Conversely, some SUVs like the Mercedes-Benz G-Class have become so iconic they hold their value incredibly well. A car's value isn't just about the car itself, but its place in the cultural zeitgeist. The market forces you can't control beyond the car, its tech, and its buyers. Broader market forces can crush a car's value regardless of its quality. These are factors you have no control over. Reason number 12. Manufacturer incentives and fleet sales. Car manufacturers often use tactics to boost new car sales that damage long-term resale values. Hidden incentives to dealers allow them to sell a new car for thousands below MSRP, which immediately devalues every identical model on the road. An even more damaging practice is selling large volumes of cars to rental companies and corporate fleets at deep discounts. A year or two later, these ex-rentals are dumped onto the used market, creating a low-price ceiling for all other used models and damaging the brand's perception of exclusivity. Reason 13. The competitive resale market. When it comes time to sell, you are competing in a hyper-competitive arena. Your car is being cross-shopped against a vast array of other appealing options. For example, someone considering your 3-year-old out-of-warranty BMW 7 Series for $50,000 is also looking at a brand-new, fully warranted BMW 5 Series for a similar price. They might be looking at a Genesis G90 with years left on its warranty, or even a brand-new, fully loaded Acura or Lexus. This intense competition puts a hard cap on what you can realistically ask for your car. Reason 14. The customization curse. One of the joys of buying an ultra-luxury car is customizing it to your exact taste. You can choose a unique paint color, a wild two-tone interior, or exotic wood trim. This creates a car that is a perfect reflection of you. However, when it's time to sell, that unique personalization can become a financial curse. Your dream spec might be someone else's nightmare. That stunning purple paint job you loved might be unappealing to the vast majority of the market. While a standard black or silver car appeals to a wide range of buyers, a highly customized car appeals only to a tiny niche. To find that one buyer, you often have to discount the car heavily. It's the ultimate irony. The very features that made the car special and expensive when new are the same features that can make it cheap and undesirable when used. So, the steep fall of a luxury car's value isn't from a single flaw, but a complex system of financial, technological, psychological, and market forces. It starts with the new car premium vanishing the moment you take ownership. It's accelerated by expiring warranties, redesigns, and a flood of off-lease vehicles. The relentless technology treadmill makes even recent models feel obsolete, while cripplingly high ownership costs for maintenance, insurance, and fuel scare away used buyers. Woven through it all are the psychological drivers: diluted exclusivity, the divide in brand reputation, and the fickle nature of what's cool. Does this mean buying a new luxury car is always a terrible financial decision? Not necessarily. It just means you should go in with your eyes open. A new luxury car isn't an investment, it's an act of consumption. You are paying a high price for the privilege of being the first owner, the warranty, and the experience. The massive depreciation is the cost of that experience. The smart money, as many enthusiasts know, is in letting someone else take that brutal hit. Buying a 2- or 3-year-old luxury car, after the worst of the depreciation has passed, can be one of the greatest bargains in motoring. You can often drive a car that costs 6 figures for the price of a mid-range sedan. You just have to be prepared for the maintenance. Ultimately, understanding depreciation is the key. It's the invisible force that shapes the entire car market, turning symbols of wealth into surprising bargains, and reminding us all that in the world of luxury cars, the highest price you pay is often for that new car smell. What's the craziest example of luxury car depreciation you've ever seen? Was it a flagship sedan that lost 70% of its value, or an exotic that nobody wanted? Drop your story in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.